Hey guys, it's your girl Don't Touch My Toys, and I have a super special unboxing to share with you today. I have a box that contains the band members of KoRn, customized by my friend Cosmo the doll. I'm so stoked to open these up. I'm thrilled that Cosmo was even open to creating these Ken dolls for me. This is a dream. So I was a teenager in the 90s, and KoRn was one of those bands that I just really liked, and I still listen to KoRn all the time. I definitely have my favorite albums, my favorite songs, and I just thought it would be really cool to have some custom design Kens that looked like the band members of KoRn. And having this casual conversation with Cosmo, he was so eager to help me accomplish that goal. I don't necessarily think that KoRn specifically is a band that Cosmo listens a lot to, but I love that they were so open to transforming these Kens into the band members of KoRn. I mean, they did their research, and I'm so excited to open these up. I'm going to be working on customizing some outfits for at least a few members of the band. So this video will be broken up into segments as the process comes to the full grand reveal with clothing and all. Cosmo, what can I say? You're freaking awesome. You have gifted me so many amazing Kens. Like, honestly, my favorite Kens in my collection are usually touched by Cosmo. Either a flocking, a reroot, and a flocking. Just really talented. I can confidently say that without Cosmo's talents, I just wouldn't have as many cool Kens in my collection. Oh my gosh. I love this. He wrote on the package, KoRn Kens. Yes, I'm so excited. So I will be linking Cosmo in the comments. Cosmo did create a full behind the scenes video on his Instagram, so I do want to include a clip to the side here so you can kind of see his process. Please go and follow Cosmo, please. You will just be blown away and so inspired by the way they style, the way that they photograph their dolls, and of course, the way they customize. But very talented, super talented person in the community. Oh my gosh. I am so stoked for this. This is so rad. Oh my god, I see braids, I see flocking, I see facial hair. This is so good. Wow. So first Ken that I'm pulling out here is Dave. Oh my goodness. The flock, the hair color, I mean, this reminds me so much of my teen years. This is so great. Wow. And I feel like I recognize the Ken that this originally was. And if I'm not mistaken, he was blonde and just a super basic looking dude. This is great. Wow. Oh my gosh. I cannot wait to put some clothes on him and really give you guys the before and after and show you the band member next to the Ken because it's fantastic. Okay, moving on to the next Ken. Oh my gosh. This is so good. So this is Head, and this is how Head's hair was back in that time period. He always had the different colored braids, and I mean, Head, he's hot. He's a hot, gorgeous man, and yes, this is so freaking amazing. Oh my gosh. Definitely customized a lot here. Obviously the hair, the rubber band, the sideburns, and then we have this like a little, is that like a goatee? Is that what they call it? It looks like a landing strip. I love it. So great. All right, are you ready for this next one? So we have the bass player of KoRn. This is Fieldy. Fieldy has had so many different looks. During this era, he had like a shaved head. He was always like wearing like a ball cap, bandana, and a ball cap. So this is perfection. We're gonna have to get him a sick bass, but perfect. Love it. I'm so stoked to show you the next two. So next up, we have the one, the only monkey. Oh my goodness. We've got the monkey dreads going on. Of course, we've got his little mustache. He's got some custom sideburns and his little goatee here. This is great. And then last but not least, are you ready? Get it? Get it? Are you ready? Dun, da, da, da. We've got JD, the one, the only, Jonathan Davis. Love, love, love this so much. We even have his iconic eyebrow ring there. So freaking good. God, I think he changed the eye color too, because I don't know that this Ken had the dark eyes, so he really enhanced the eyes there. You guys, I am so excited to get started. Let's take a quick look at all of them together. The whole band is here. I'm geeked to put some clothes on them and get them styled up. I have big plans for these dolls and my collection, so I'm really, really stoked that I'm about to have a full set of KoRn dolls to put on display. I don't want to reveal too much because I want to follow up once I have all the materials necessary on how I'm going to display them and show them off to you. But this is really, really fun for me. I've been a fan of KoRn for most of my life. I mean, here's one of my original concert tickets when I first saw KoRn the first time with Rob Zombie. And when was this? 1999. I mean, check out how much the tickets were. $29.50. $29.50 for GA tickets to see KoRn. And this was like a very like intimate type venue. I miss concerts like this. You can't get a KoRn ticket that's not in a seat now, or if you do get GA, it's like stupid hard to get a good ticket without getting attacked by all the bots who are buying up all the tickets. So what a great time to be alive. Gosh, I miss it. This is why I don't go to too many concerts nowadays, but my Barbies are about to have their first KoRn concert coming up soon. Quick outfit change. It's been a couple of months now, and I am still on the process of restyling these KoRn dolls. Things got busy with the holidays, but you know what? All things happen for a reason, because my friend Cosmo the doll came to visit me today, and I thought, why not talk about the KoRn dolls together and give me the opportunity to pick Cosmo's brain a little bit further on what was the inspiration behind the dolls and the process that Cosmo used to make these look so much like the members of KoRn. All right, a little backstory about the KoRn dolls and how they came to be. Cosmo and I, we kind of spitball ideas with each other, and I had mentioned that one day when I had the time, I was going to try to customize some of my Ken dolls to look like the band members of KoRn. And Cosmo immediately was receptive to that idea and said, you know what? I'll do it for you. And personally, I was just like, no way, dude, that's way too much work. For one, that's multiple dolls. That's 5 dolls you're gonna have to customize. And I felt really bad having Cosmo take on that project for me. But I had a special event here at my house, and Cosmo came over, and that day, Cosmo was like, so let's see some of those dolls that you have for your KoRn dolls. Bring them out. What do you have in mind? Let's take a look at them. And so I showed Cosmo some of the options that I had picked out from my collection of Kens, and Cosmo grabbed the ones that he thought would look most appropriate for the 5 members and took them home with him that day. And then like a week or 2 later, I had a box with all of these amazing KoRn dolls inside. So I want Cosmo to share some of his process with which dolls he chose to pick for which member, what materials he used, how long it took him. Let's pick his brain a little bit. So these are the 5 dolls that Cosmo customized to resemble the band members of KoRn. The resemblance is insane. They look so much like them, and they don't even have clothes on yet. Cosmo, can you share some of your process on how you came up with these?
So I started off with these 2 because they took most of the work rooting the yarn. there's two members that have locks, so it was obvious for me to give them that look. I also flocked these sideburns on him and the beards. I also painted over the eyes because this one had blue eyes and this one had more brown. The band members, I think, have darker eyes, and gave them some sideburns.
So is this just yarn, or did you put like some sort of product? Like, how did you get it to lay so perfectly?
So for these, I used hairspray, because I wanted them to lay down properly. A mixture of hairspray and water, just to make it stay down. And also, I forgot to mention that I gave JD his eyebrow piercing. He originally has 2, but I feel like it was a little too much to do 2 on him. And I mean, it gets the job done, and he looks great, I think.
No, he looks fantastic. Like, when I saw these two, I was just so geeked. For one, I love a doll with locks, and to see the locks, to see the eyebrow piercing, it was just awesome. I love that the doll that you chose for Monkey, you chose like a tanner skin tone, because Monkey definitely is more tan than Jonathan Davis. So this was just perfect. It went so harmoniously together.
And then on Phildy and David, I got rid of their rooted hair and decided to flock them fully. I also painted over their eyebrows and over their eye color to resemble the band members, and gave them flocked beards. With David, there's a video on my Instagram page, Cosmo the Doll, where I show the process on how I did the chin strap. He actually went viral, so go ahead and check him out.
So I have to say that head is probably my favorite out of the group. Not just because I love what you did with him, but I do have a crush on Head in real life. I just think he's super dreamy. So talk to me about how you came up with Head's look.
I did my research. There is a picture of him, and I know he's known for having these extravagant, fun hairdos with hair ties and hair clips, and obviously I needed to do that for him. So for him, I used his original hair, just added a bunch of colorful hair ties on him. Also colored over his eyes, gave him some sideburns and his iconic chin strip. But yeah, I had a lot of fun making these. For me, Kendall's all look the same, and I have a ton of fun just making them look different. So it was pretty obvious, and pretty obvious for me to make these for you. So thank you for allowing me to make these for you. They were so much fun, and I can't wait to see what you do with them.
So I'm going to start restyling these dolls, but I do want to say, Cosmo, thank you so much. Like, this project, it means so much to me, and I am so in love with these dolls. I just think these are so freaking cool. I mean, this is my youth right here. Like, I have so many good memories listening to KoRn and just geeking out over this band. So the fact that you took on was so willing, like, you practically were like, I'm doing the dolls for you. Yeah. And I really appreciate it. I think these are so rad. This is such a great addition to my collection, and I'll always have a special place in my heart. I'm just happy that you were the one that got to do this for me.
Well, thank you for allowing me to make these for you. I know that you're going to have so much fun with them, and you're going to love them. And yeah, just thank you for letting me work on them for you.
That's what's so great about the doll community, because there's so many cool people out there. People like Cosmo that they literally are like, I want to be the one to do that for you. And like, that's cool. I love doll collectors. Follow Cosmo and stay tuned for the restyling process. All right, so I'm going to start by styling Phildy. I wish that I had more options for him. He definitely had like a hip hop swag to his style, wore a lot of oversized fitting clothing, and a lot of sports type tops, like whether it was like a basketball jersey or like a football jersey with like his favorite team on it. I don't have a ton of clothes that will really fit that aesthetic in my current collection, but we are gonna make it work with what I have. So I've picked out these long khaki shorts here. So we're gonna start by putting those on him. I am still on the lookout for other options that I might like better, but we got to get this done, guys. I want to put these KoRn dolls on display. So these are the shorts that we're going to go with today. And then I wanted to get like a baggier jersey or a baggier like sports shirt. I do have this one, like this would be perfect, but I just wish it was longer. It's a little bit short. So we're gonna go with that. He usually would wear like a white shirt with a jersey over it. So we're gonna put this together next. If you have any suggestions for me for like baggier type KoRn clothes that you think may work for Fieldy, I've kind of put the vision that I have for him in the video. So if you have some suggestions for me, let me know. I'm all ears, because yeah, this will do for today, but I'm not necessarily super content with this specific look, because I really do want a baggier fitting basketball jersey, or even just like a football shirt, because he was always repping the sports teams that he likes. So this is all right for today, but realistically I'd like a longer, baggier fit. All right, so we got his socks on, his shorts, his top. We need some shoes. So I found these shoes here that we're going to put on him if I can fit his foot on with socks. That's the one thing about putting socks on your dolls. Sometimes it can make your shoes a really tight fit. Let's see if I can do this off camera. All right, I had a really hard time putting those other shoes on him, so I think these will work out perfectly for Fieldy, but we need some headgear. He usually would wear a bandana, or he would wear a bandana with a hat. Yeah, most of the time his head was covered. So I have this ball cap right here. So we're going to put it on backwards, of course. And then I am going to put some sunglasses on him, because he did wear glasses a lot of the time. So this is going to be Fieldy's temporary look for right now, until I can get him a baggier jersey and maybe some baggier shorts too. Why not? I do want to give Fieldy a little bit of jewelry here. So I have this gold chain that we're going to put on him just to give him a little bit more accessories to work with. So here is Fieldy. He is complete now. We've got his hat, his glasses, he's got a chain, and then some shoes and socks. I'm pleased with what we have available for him today. Moving on to David. I am going to keep it simple with David, because I, again, don't have like a ton of options for my KoRn dolls, but I really was like wanting to put a white tank top on David, because he was always just wearing like tank tops. I see a lot of pictures of him in like those type of tops. So we're gonna put this one on him. I did want to get a different color of baggier shorts, but I just have to work with what I have in my current collection. I don't unfortunately have like a lot of options when it comes to KoRn clothes. So we are going to put on these khakis, longer shorts, because he wore a lot of shorts as well. So this is gonna have to work for David today, but I mean, it's good enough, honestly. He did dress like this quite a bit. So David's outfit is going to be the tank top, the long shorts, and then we need to find some shoes for him. Now David's outfit is pretty simple here. I do want to give him just a little bit something extra, so I'm going to put this ball chain on him, which was really popular look in the 90s. We all had ball chains in the late 90s, early 2000s, so
Just gonna give him a little bit extra razzle dazzle and put on the classic early 2000s, late 90s ball chain accessory. Moving on to Monkey, I am going to put on this longer button down top on him. I've seen him wear clothes like this in some of the older KoRn magazines, so we're gonna put him in this top, which crazy that he would be able to perform in like these long sleeve tops, because I know on stage they're under all those bright lights and they're very energetic when they perform live. So I don't know how he was able to wear these super long fitted, kind of like dressier shirts sometimes, but that's probably why he stays so in shape, because Monkey has always maintained his figure since the 90s. And then I'm gonna put these black pants on them. I think these are Fashion Avenue Ken. So a couple of cool pieces from the 90s that he is going to be wearing today. This specific Ken body is always hard for me to put clothes on. This is like I don't remember if this is a early 90s or if it's a late 80s Ken. I think it is it Jules Secret's Ken? I can't remember what Ken this originally was, but yeah, it's that broader, thicker Ken body, so it's hard to kind of slip jeans onto this specific Ken. I do want to sew a little stitch here because they did usually keep these buttoned up. Like they had a very like Chicano type of style to them, which is really cool. They are from Bakersfield originally. There's a lot of Hispanics that live in Bakersfield, so I can definitely see their style being influenced by Hispanic Chicano culture, so that's really, really cool. But we are going to put a little stitch here off camera, and I need to give him some shoes as well. Since he isn't going to have his like legs visible, I'm not going to put socks on him. We're just going to pop on some Ken shoes. I don't even know if I'll be able to fit these on because I think these are more modern Ken and he has those thicker feet, but let's see if I can do that off camera. All right, that took some shimmying into, but shoes look good. Just need to pop on that stitch there and Monkey is good to go. We just need to find him a killer guitar. Now, my favorite of the bunch, Head. I do have his hair kind of tied down right now. He looks a little crazy right now, but I want to make sure that his braids stay laying a little bit flat. So I have this rubber band on him until we're ready to rock and roll. But I am going to put on a flannel for Head. As I mentioned, their style had a very like Chicano type of style to it, so Head would wear a lot of like flannels buttoned up all the way. So I'm going to give him that look today, plaid flannel. I am going to put a stitch on his as well off camera, that way it stays closed up at the top. But I just remember this was like it was just a very hot look for us girls back in the 90s, that whole Chicano style. So we are going to put a stitch up here at the top. This definitely reminds me of pictures of Head that I used to see in KoRn magazine and other sorts of Metal Hammer. What are the other ones? Circus, I think, was one of the magazines I used to read back then. Hit Parade, that was another one. Hit Parade was a magazine back then. I used to work at a store called Hastings, which sold music and magazines and all sorts of cool stuff, and I used to read all of these magazines on my lunch breaks and things. And yeah, this was definitely a look that I can just remember by memory of Head dressing like. So let's give him some shoes,
and then he'll be ready to rock and roll soon as well. All right, we managed to put these shoes on head. Wow, those were really difficult to get on him. Yeah, it's just really difficult to put the modern shoes on these broader, older 90s Kens. So keep that in mind if you are restyling dolls, that you may have difficulty, because this one seemed to go in well, but this one, I might have to shave off some of his heel like Cinderella's sister or something, because it is it's a little bit difficult for him to stand up with these. They're not, this one's giving me a little bit of problems. We may have to put it in boiling water or something. All right, and last but not least, the one, the only, JD, Jonathan Davis. Of course, with Jonathan Davis, I really want to try to replicate his iconic Adidas tracksuit, but obviously Ken is not cool enough to have a sequin Adidas tracksuit, so I'm going to try to recreate that myself. I do have a Ken Fashion here that is a similar shade of purple. So what I'm going to attempt to do is to create that with glitter. I have done a piece like that before with a Selena doll. I created a bustier out of glitter and Mod Podge and then painted it onto her outfit. So I am going to try that with JD, as well as putting on some pinstripes there for the Adidas tracksuit. I'll be honest, I don't know that this is gonna come out great, but we're gonna try it out, you know? We're gonna see if we can make this work. Now, I do want to disclose that I realized Jonathan Davis didn't have sequins on the entire jacket. He only had it on the sleeves, but I just thought it'd be more difficult to only sequin the sleeves. And plus, the glitter was not going to match the color of the jacket underneath. And I tried to find a glitter that would closely match it, but I just couldn't find one. So I did decide to just put the glitter on the entire jacket, but it is a version of his jacket. It's not going to be an exact replica. Otherwise, I would have had to have only done the sleeves. So keep that in mind. Here's another update. So I did put some Mod Podge on JD's jacket. I don't know. I really hope that it dries clear. I think I went a little too thick here. But right now I am putting his Adidas stripes with hot glue, and I'll definitely have to do that off camera. So hopefully this will come out okay. So once again, trying to stay true to his Adidas jacket, he technically should have 3 strips here of white, but because of the scale, if I do a 3rd strip, I feel like it's just gonna look way too thick for 1/6 scale. So we're going to keep it with 2 stripes just to be truer to the scale of this particular outfit. But I do think that that looks really good, so I'm gonna go ahead and replicate that on the opposite sleeve as well as on his pants as well. Here's a look at the completed tracksuit. I'm pretty pleased with how this turned out. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit scared when I started doing this, but overall I think this looks pretty rad, and now it's time to assemble the entire band.